Hi there. Well, what a lovely day. Quite windy, much colder than it looks. It's nice and sunny, but there's a chill in the air. And I started digging this and it's now giving all the right sounds, so I thought I'd better get it recorded. It's nice and faint. You guessed it, we're back on this pasture if you've been watching previous videos of mine. It's just so lovely to be here. It's peaceful, it's nice and open, it's so pretty to be in, and it's full of lovely things. And I keep saying I'm sorry if it's all a bit samey, but I don't really want to be anywhere else at the moment. I don't like it when it's still making that sort of sound at that sort of depth. It usually means it's lead. But I think we're out. Once again, that's an absolutely fabulous start. Not only is it a little Roman coin about 50 meters from where I left the car, but it's a really lovely one. I've said it before a million times, I'm sorry. The coins out of this field are immaculate usually, and this one is no exception. I mean, I don't need anything. It's come out as if it was made yesterday. It says Constantantius org, and it's the soldier with the two standards. So it's either Constantine the Great or his son the Second. Both of them, I think, had coins with the soldiers and the two standards. But my God, what a lovely way to kick off. Well, this is jolly faint. But I'm going to dig all these. I'm going to dig anything iffy, and I'm going to dig anything close to the surface as well, because it doesn't seem to be much rhyme and reason to depth on this field. I don't know why. Well, definitely don't like that now. It's probably foil at that sound. Nice depth, mind, but suddenly very low and dull sounding. Don't know what that is, not very nice. Bit of lead, bit of small lead. Gosh, this field, I mean, I almost didn't dig this because it sounded so foily and soft. I thought I wouldn't bother, but okay, it's sounding sharper now, a lot sharper now. Before it sounded really a bit more like that, but my God, I'm just so spoilt here, and don't I know it? Well, I know what it is because I found one before, and not only that, I found half a one in the last video. It's an English Jetton, I'm sure of it, because it's got a hole in it, and it looks rather Celtic in design, or rather Celtic, sorry, always make that mistake. Celtic's the football team, even though it can be both, technically. But it's got a hole in it. Now, I can't remember why they have holes in them, but they do, and this will need cleaning up, but it's copper, I think, rather than silver. Therefore, that's why it made that rather dull sound. That's what it, yeah, that's more like what it sounded in the ground. But I'm absolutely thrilled. They're not common, these. Wow. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I hope you can hear this because I'm facing the wind. Now that's very punchy, but we better dig this because it sounds exactly the same as the Cistercius I found here the other day. I don't usually get excited about things like this because it's just too loud and punchy sounding, but in this case it might be worth it. I can see it. It's a buckle, I think. And look, it's got a root round it. Well, here we go. Cool, very nice. That's why it sounded so punchy. Big and copper, big thick copper like a Cistercius. Now it's got one of those sort of, I can't remember what they're called. Are they not shapes? It's a tongue. It's got some technical name. I'll find it out by the time the video comes out. And that would have had the pin on it. Now I reckon that's probably 17th century, perhaps even a bit later. But I think pre-Georgian, maybe Stuart. It's got some nice design on it. Jolly nice thing. I'm absolutely thrilled with that. Well, this punched well above its weight. I mean, it sounded like a tin can. Maybe because it's circular and got a hole in it. I think sometimes metal detectors sort of really flag that up, don't they, as something important. And it is quite important. It's a little annular brooch. I thought it was just one of those sort of harness rings, which I always think are more important than harness rings, but there you go. But it's not. It's got that little gap where the pin would have been, and it's got all the little segments. And that's just brilliant. Hope you can see me with the sun behind me. I'm just sheltering from the wind. It's coming in that direction. And if I've got my back to it, you've got a chance of hearing me. Anyway, that's absolutely fabulous. I'm really pleased. Lovely little thing. Probably, I don't know, 1250, 1350 maybe, quite early. Well, you're not going to believe what I've found. It's something I've found a few of in this field now, and it's really, I'll show you in a second. And I've also just found something but much more modern, but something I've never found before, so I'm really pleased with that too. Now that's deep. Don't ask me how I know, but it's just, and it's very irony too. I don't really, I mean, I'm just digging everything at the moment. You've rather got to, because you get, in this field, you get really surprised by the shallowest target. Yeah, I don't like this, for the record. It's very, very deep. I may even give up quite quickly. It doesn't come out soon. Oh, well, it's out. Gosh. And it sounds pretty irony now. Hang on, let's just see if there's nothing left in the hole. Yeah, it's iron everywhere. Well, it's just a nail, but whatever it is, I don't think that sound was that. But I think it's an amalgamation of all sorts of different bits. I think it's a lot of different iron scattered around. I don't think there's anything decent in that hole. But there's something decent in my pocket, in my pouch. And it's a boy bishop token, hooray, another one. This one I thought was broken, but in fact it's not, it's just folded over. And it's, I don't think folded over on purpose. I don't think they did that with these, like they did with pennies. See this video here, and watch it at the end. Don't leave this one yet. Anyhow, I'm thrilled with that. And a Victorian farthing, but it's a veil head one, and I've never found a veil head Victorian farthing. I found plenty of her, the younger Victorias, but not a veil head. So that's really nice. Brilliant. What an absolutely exciting day so far. I wouldn't expect anything else from here though now. I've really got the measure of what I should be looking for. I found a big piece of lead. I thought that was one of those sea urchins that I find. And those echinoids, it's exactly the same shape. I'll put a photograph of what I mean next to it, but it's a socking great piece of lead in the shape of a sort of half circle. Half ball. Don't know what that is, half globe. A really lovely William III coin, half pence. A Victorian, I don't know what that is. It looks like a sort of, I don't know, badge of sorts perhaps, but I don't think it's very early. Strange buckle. I found one of these before. I found one of these last time. I don't think they're very old. I think they might be to do with the army or something. And another quite unusual bit of lead. I don't know what this is. It looks like a badge of sorts. Is it a pilgrim's badge or something like that? I don't know. It's in quite good condition. There's a cross in the middle, and something going on around the outside, but it looks quite broochy. And I think there must have been an iron pin there at some point. I don't know what that is. It could be very old, it could be quite modern. Hi there, and welcome to headquarters, where we're going to have a quick look at this. Surprise, surprise, I got it wrong. Well, I said it could be old, but could also be modern. Turns out it is old. It's very old. It's older than I hoped it would be. Part of me was thinking maybe it's a pilgrim's badge. I've never knowingly found one, but I've seen photographs, etc., and it's the only thing I could think of at the time. But because it's in such good condition and the design was so clear, I thought, well, I don't want to get my hopes up. Anyway, I put it on the detectinghub.co.uk, and of course they got it. And it's a Saxon lead disc brooch, and I'm absolutely thrilled. It's a little bit bashed up, or rather squashed on the side there, but you can clearly see where the pin would have gone through, and that is basically what it is. There is a very similar one on the Portable Antiquities Scheme website, and I'll show you a photograph of that now. It's described there as nummular. I didn't know what nummular meant, due to the fact that the decorative elements on the front face are ultimately derived from coins and often have rings of pellets around a central coin motif. Well, this one doesn't have rings of pellets, but it does have rings of sort of square indentations. So it's a bit different to the one that I'm going to show you. It does have the cross in the middle, and it dates from about 900 to 1100 AD. And I'm absolutely thrilled. It's the first for me. Like all these things, you only have to find one, and then you'll never forget it. You know, whenever you see one of these, you'll know exactly what it is afterwards. Yeah, and I'm absolutely thrilled. And talking about lead items, this little boy bishop token,
it is rather squashed as well. In fact, it is folded. I'm not going to unfold it. I don't think I need to. I've found plenty now which are unfolded, and I just feel that if I try and prise that apart, I'm just going to break it. And while I've got you, the photographs of this just didn't do it justice. This is one of the finest little bronze coins I've ever found, and it's Constantius II, and you can clearly read the legends on both sides, including rather a wonderful mint mark, which is A Cis. Now I think the A stands for the number of the officina, which is either number 1 or A. This is the first one, and Cis is for Siscia in Croatia. I just love the fact that this was made so far away, on the Mediterranean coastline somewhere, and now, and maybe not the Mediterranean coastline, but Croatia is a Mediterranean coastal country, and then it was found in a field in Britain, just in such good condition. I mean, I've fortunately found hundreds and hundreds of Roman coins, but very few like that. So that's really, I mean, that is pride and place in the collection at the moment. Anyway, Tasky, come here. Task, come on, up. Again, sorry not to bring Task yet, but it's the time of the video that I prove that he's alive and well, and there are all sorts of things we can do actually soon. All the cover crops that I like going on will have been ploughed and drilled quite soon, and they are all on land that I know really well, and so he can run around till his heart's content and not come to any harm with cows and cars, the 2 C's. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to all that, and let's go back to the fields. Do you want to go outside? Okay.
And a lovely hoop. I mean, a beautiful, small, little chamfered hoop. And those who know me from these videos know I love a little hoop like that. Sweet. Wow, what a morning. Anyway, there's another one down here. It's a bit punchy, this, but I just don't know anymore. If you're in doubt about something, you have to dig it. If you know it's going to be iron or you know it's nasty, then leave it. But if it's at all an inkling and you're in the right mood, then dig these things. After all that, after all the lovely things, a horrible thing. Well, lead. A little lead strap. Well, I was just thinking how we hadn't found a hammered coin today. And that, to be fair, sounded just like a ring pull. I mean, I was almost not going to dig it. I'm jolly glad I did. It's just there. I haven't seen what it is exactly yet. Hooray! It's a really nice one. Though not super exciting. It is an Edward penny, nice and unclipped, a little bit worn, and it is the, not sure on the mint, is that it's got an L-H-I, Lincoln? Yeah, Lin and then C-O-L, Lincoln, I'm sure of it. I'm pretty sure of it. Well, that's brilliant. Do you know what? On that note, I'm going to call it a day. It's been really lovely, as always, being up here. Really special, a really special place. And as long as you don't mind me coming back here all the time and it being a bit samey, I don't mind coming here. It is so big and vast that it's impossible to grid unless you actually taped it or roped it, and I'm not prepared to do that. It's just lovely just to wander around. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me and see you next time.